Hello guys, my name is Skeleton and today I just want to show you is a new tutorial. Not totally new, but I'm trying to make this video as fast as I'm a new Nevo director. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make this video as fast as possible, so I'm gonna make cuts through it and everything. And what you want to do is you go to new and type 1080, right? And 720, right? Once you have that, you gotta get a dark and light color. Alright guys, once you got your dark and light color, go to your blend. Come about right here. I don't know if you guys can see, like right here. Just look at this. So go to shape, radio. Come about right there where my thing is. Oh wow, that's horrible. Make it something like that. Make the size 100. Nevo toots face. Alright. Then go to file. Save as. Colton. Desktop. Make sure it's JPG. I gotta delete everything. And see, I messed up right here. I'll rename it to JPG. JPG. Alright, once you have that. Anyway, it didn't work, but that's because I renamed it. As you guys can see, it works right here. It's the same picture, but yeah, sorry that it didn't work. I'll try doing tutorials and gameplays and other games like Call of Duty and alright, and other games like Minecraft, Tekkit, stuff like that. Guys, thanks for watching. My name's Colton and I've